What was good about this part is Jonah did the same thing as David did in the Psalms that we should be doing in our life. When we go through these times, the first thing we got to realize is having feelings is okay. God created us with feelings, not to say that we should be in our feelings at all times, but we're going to be emotional when things happen. That's just part of the process. Yeah. Someone wants to act, oh, no, you just get with God, and you're just like a stoic during everything that happens. You could be what you shoot for, but that's not the reality of most people's situations, right? And so being able to go through those feelings, to work through them. There's going to be a grief process when someone dies, when there's going to be a shame process when you mess up, whatever it is. But at some point, always wrapping it back around to God. And they always, David, I'm going through it, God. I'm in the worst possible position. I feel like this. This is what my body is experiencing. But I know at the end of the day that you're going to come through. I believe that you didn't leave me in all those other times. You're not going to leave me now. It's really horrible, but I'm just going to have faith that somehow, some way you're going to help me to work through this. What is up, YouTube family? We are back with another episode of our High on Jesus podcast, number 25. You are here today with Just in Time with Justin Hallis.
And Austyn with a Y.
And we are ready to dive into this Jonah story, kind of come in on the back half. There's so much that we can get out of this. And so what's the title of today?
Well, the first one was When Running from God Gets Fishy. This one's going to be Swallowed but Not Forsaken.
Amen. That's good. That is good. So today is Monday, October 13th. Already.
It's my brother's birthday today.
Crazy.
Yes.
What's going on in your world?
Let's see. So we had the ribbon cutting down at Under One Roof. That was pretty awesome.
So that's a building that we have. So Manatee County started a facility there, partnered with the Helping Up mission from Baltimore. That's a way to take people to long-term treatment from Manatee County.
Yes.
And they're also on that same building going to have a women's shelter there, 40-bed women's shelter.
Yes.
And then they opened it up to a couple organizations to come in to work there with them.
Yes.
And we were, Hand Up the Victory was one that got an invitation
so it's going to be like a nice resource center hub for the recovery community. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
Definitely thankful that we got an invitation for that. That's going to help us to not only allow people to come to do in-person applicant interviews. So now we have a spot where people can come in off the street and talk to us directly, which is huge. But then also just to get our name out there for people to know what we're doing, to be able to, if they have people that come in that don't fit the format that they cater to or specialize in, then they can send them to us and we can help them out. So that's a huge blessing for us. And
Manatee County showed up in a big way right now. I love it. Yeah. The girls came back from church camp as counselors. They officially loved it. They got to be kind of in charge and have their own groups and get to pour back into it.
That's nice.
Try not to cry this early in the show today. Went paddleboarding on Saturday.
Yeah?
Yeah, with the Oxford House, actually.
All right, nice.
Yeah, we went out to Midnight Pass. It was super fun. Got the new paddleboards that we had bought, and me and Chloe went down there, so just kind of took my Saturday as the Sabbath because yesterday was nuts. So, and what about you?
Life is good. Sundays is always my favorite day. I love just spending time with God, my wife, my daughter, friends. We have an amazing church. I love Oasis Church. And I don't know, it's just the refresh. I feel like more and more I'm understanding what, God was intending out of the Sabbath. And I can't say that I sit there and rest the whole entire time, but it's definitely a way to just chill a little bit and just get that refresh. But I can definitely tell you by far Sundays are my favorite day of the week. Yeah, absolutely love it.
Yeah, that series he's doing right now is really good.
Yes, it's called Unsung Heroes.
Yeah, or
You got pictures in here somewhere because we make reels of it. Unlikely Heroes.
Unlikely. Yes, unlikely.
So it was cool. They did a series of basically it was 5 weeks, and they took the famous stories. So, for instance, David, it's always a focus on David and Goliath, and David, he did Jonathan out of that. And then he did like a different, that's like you said, Naomi. It's usually Ruth is the star of that story, but Naomi played a huge part in that.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I think he was behind closed doors. He was talking to him about some things, and the setup for the series is I think a lot of people in the church setting think, oh, I'm just a stay-at-home mom or I just, go to work and punch a clock and come home from a meaningless job and try to say, well, that's not, there's still, don't think that you're not like the star of the show. It doesn't mean that you don't matter. There was all these other people that played a huge part in God's purpose and plan, and, don't think that your part isn't just as important as theirs.
Yeah, it was really good. Gala is less than a month away.
Yes. Sunday, November 9th, Hand Up to Victory has our annual fundraiser, our fall gala coming up, and we are looking forward to that. It's going to be a silent auction. Got Commissioner Jason Bearden as the guest speaker this time. It's going to be a nice night. I'm looking forward to amazing testimonies. We're going to have some good people sharing their stories, and Carrabba's. Can't beat that. Yeah. So check out the link below. You can RSVP with us.
While seats are still available.
They are. They're selling out quick. But join us.
Yes.
So your shirt. Do you want to talk about what's going on here?
My daughter Tristan. I mean, it is orange for fall.
Look, we didn't even call each other either. Yeah, we did it.
Yep. So Tristan goes to Barbara Harvey, and they have what they call houses for their class. It's just another way for them to feel a part. And Tristan really wanted the green one. I can't remember what it was called, but they basically talk to all their previous teachers, their current teacher, and they try to fit the house that really defines them.
Okay.
And when Tristan came home with this, she even got me a shirt.
I see that.
Freaking kid, I'm telling you. So Unraka stands for, because...
Oh, Unraka.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like a Japanese thing, but it means, right? It means family members that stick together through challenges and acting as a team, and unique differences are celebrated as a source of strength rather than being a cause of division.
That's cool.
The fact that, I have an ex-husband and Tristan's dad and all the challenges in my recovery and the co-parenting, I guess all of that kind of played a part in her attitude in the house. Kind of reflects all of our growth and trying to gain unity, this year. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I was like, I will rock the shirt for Unrocked.
That's cool.
So, yes. So there you go, Tristan. She wanted me to wear the bow in my hair, and I wasn't going that far. So, yeah. No,
I'd take it was an orange bow to match.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's like,
huge.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not going there, but I love you. But
it's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's fitting. Both of us have definitely uniquely blended families, and all the challenges that can come with living that out is quite immense at times.
It is. But we get to today.
It's good, no doubt. And it's definitely, I'm seeing it's only a season, man. People say, oh, you're gonna miss it. I don't know about that, but I can say it's only a season, and the older kids have already pretty much moved on, and it's just me, Bonnie, and our youngest daughter, Layla. So, man, time just goes by quick, and before you know
this morning I was like, I opened my phone up to my photos, and all of a sudden there's this video, and it's all Layla's pictures that I've taken over the last year.
You sent it to me. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
But it's like, it's literally from last year's thing at the church, that the fall festival that they had at Oasis.
Oh, that's cool.
When she had the snake, that's where it started, and it's up until like a couple weeks ago at HOJ, and just like how she's matured and growing. Like, I think you see it more in other people's kids than you do when you see them every day at home.
Of course.
But I was just like, she's growing up. Oh, no.
Yeah, you don't see them in that age for 6 months or so. You're like, my goodness, you grew up.
Yeah. So
I like how that AI sends the videos. It'll gather some people and just bring a little nostalgia back. It makes a little real out of your pictures.
Yes.
But I go to that section sometimes. It's cool.
Yeah, I didn't even open it today. It was just weird that it just popped up.
Yeah, it does. I actually shared something. It was a guy. It was actually Eddie Murphy, and just doing a little talk about you only got a certain amount of time left. And he's like, let's just say you live to you're 75. You only have this many Christmases, this and that. Yeah, and I'm like, I only got 33 Christmases left. Like, I mean, if
he just told you his age, by the way.
Like, man, if you think about it like that, one's in two months coming up. So I mean. Like, if you think about it like that, they go very, very quick, man. And I'm really trying to be intentional to work when it's time to work. But then, when I know, hey, I'm going to cut it off here coming up, I got to, be intentional, stay in those moments, because they're not going to last forever, my friend.
I actually watched that you posted with Eddie Murphy, and I was like, how long have I been out of jail? So I I looked it up, and it was 631 days, and I was like,
oh, is that where that came from?
Yes. And it was I was like, how many Sundays has that been? I've been in church 91 Sundays since I got out of jail. So it was just, And then I was like, oh, Psalm 91. I haven't read it. I mean, that's the way my brain works. But it was just incredible to feel like how far and all the things I've gotten to do.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah. Definitely nostalgic yesterday. So
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good to do that sometimes. Reflect a little bit.
Yes.
All right, so we're going into the shoes now, the shoe news. So you've actually been on. You're like sending me texts about it, like, "Hey, this one's coming up."
I'm like, let's see if I can be right today.
So it's not nothing crazy, but coming up on Saturday. Is it the 19th? Saturday? Mm-hmm. It said Sunday. I think it was probably the 18th. Because usually that'll, I think it's, I think it's on Saturday the 18th. So Saturday the 18th coming up. This is the Air Jordan 1 High. They call it Pro Green. What's called the Fur is the nickname of it. So Christmas joint coming up. At least you got it. Sometimes they drop the shoes like the 23rd, and it's like, how would you ever get it and wear it for the actual holiday? But a lot of people are liking that, saying it's a Christmas joint. Simple, plain. They're already going for under retail, man. So literally right now you can buy it before the shoe comes out for cheaper than when they're going to bring it out. Yeah, it's crazy. Shoe market's very, very weird. I'm not.
You're
I'm
not
gonna
the
pass.
high. You said
Oh no, I love the Air Jordan 1 High.
The mids are the ones you.
Yeah, I just gotta I can't have them all.
Not yet. Not yet.
So I am going to pass on these. I have one that's kind of similar to it that you'll probably see me break out around Christmas time. So it's just a little different shade of green. But it's a women's shoe in men's sizing. You like it?
Yes.
Did you rock it?
Maybe.
With shorts or with pants?
Pants, definitely. Yeah.
I only wear the highs with pants also.
I see people, I see girls pull them off with little skirts, and stuff, but that's,
The high socks are coming back. Kids are wearing the high tops with the high socks.
That was my middle school. I'm definitely not bringing that one back. Yeah.
It's all back though. If you kept all your clothes in there, you're like in total style now. All the baggy stuff. The kids are wearing all the baggy stuff again. It's hilarious.
Wears a lot of my old clothes. I'm a little bit of a hoarder, so yeah, I have plenty of stuff I wore way back when.
It's back. See, you did smart.
Yeah,
you didn't give it away. You didn't have to give it away to buy it again.
All that time.
And then today I'm just rocking. This is the Jordan 1 Low. This is the shattered backboard alternate, they call it. So I have the original 1 Low shattered backboards, but I wear them to like the fall festivals at church and stuff coming up. So like you'll see them, but at ours that's grass and dirt, and so so they got a little abused a bit. So got these for cheap. Me and Wayne actually got a shout out. Wayne. Okay. Me and him grabbed a pair of these for cheap. They were on sale, so we nabbed them.
Right.
But perfect match.
It is. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Nice shoe. The Air Jordan 1 Low. I recommend to everybody. Classic, lower priced, affordable. Everyone can grab it.
And they can get them in whatever color.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They got all the different colors, and it's super comfortable. I love that.
And
shoe
then people
every day.
put different shoelace colors. I've noticed.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can actually buy your own laces or whatever. Not even the ones that come with it.
All right.
Yeah. So we got some real news. What you got? We had all kinds of stuff happening. I mean, we could probably have a whole news show if we wanted.
Yes.
What you got for this week?
So I was actually watching the news one morning, and I was fixing Brian's breakfast. Of
course you were.
And I was I was in the kitchen, and I was like, did I hear drone? So I go back in there. So Manatee County announced they have their phase 2 of the 911 integrated drone delivery system, and it actually launched on September 29th, and they have a 35 square mile area that the hours of operation 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., and they will actually drop things that are needed, and either an automated external defibrillator and Narcan for ODs or emergency situations. Yeah,
I find
and it's
that
a 3 minute
hard to
minimum.
when you said
3 minute. I know, but I of course dove into it.
So Manatee County has drones that when you place a 911 call, they can just fly directly to you and drop the Narcan down from the sky.
Yes, it's like parachutes down. Yeah, yes. Yep, equipment arrives in under 3 minutes on average, providing critical care while ambulances and first responders are en route.
How can you drop a defibrillator? Don't those weigh a ton?
I have a picture of it. Well, we will show the picture. It's literally like this big, and it comes in like a little case.
Like that, you're saying?
and it's like drops. It's so
Like defibrillator where you
it's like
rub
a
the
little
paddles
black
and shock them?
I'm wondering if it's like the little sticky ones that you just
a little
jolt back to life. Yes,
quick shock.
But
I mean, it sounds good and it sounds like life-saving, but I have so many questions. Like,
I mean,
what if it's windy outside and they drop it and then it blows like 50 yards away? Or what if the drone runs into something? Who's flying the drones? Are these all man-made?
I know. I was like, I want to take a visit to the place.
Are there guys with like the VR and they're like, all right, go, gotta go to downtown Bradenton, and they just drop the thing off?
I have not, but like I said, it was on there, and I'm very inquisitive about it. It says each year 350,000 people in the United States experience a cardiac arrest outside the hospital, and only 10% survive. Last year, more than 112 Americans died from opioid-related exposure. So I feel like maybe this is just a step that Manatee County is trying to take in that direction to help, save lives. But I just thought it was. I had no idea, and it apparently was there before, but they're expanding the miles. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then
actually,
then what if like 4 calls coming at once? Is there 4 guys like they just rise up and 4
it
drones
says it's
disperse?
open from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
That
Monday
is
through
crazy.
Friday. Yes.
That's got to be, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would just be automatic.
And one of the commissioners, George Cruz, said, every minute counts when a life is on the line. And with the use of innovative technologies, we're working to provide life-saving care to our residents as quickly as possible.
Interesting. So, I mean, it's a great theory. Yeah. I'm sure it's helpful.
I'm sure I'm just curious.
I guess I'm just going to take a look around, see if I see a drone coming and dropping stuff.
Yeah.
I know someone's in distress, so that's what I see.
I know, right? I'm just
crazy.
Yeah.
Very interesting. All right, so we're going to share some comments, but so this actually just came in off the episode that we did prior to this. So this past Monday, we were talking about it was the first part of that Jonah series, and Jay Riley, shout out James, man, thank you so much to James and all the people that have stuck with us from day one. Amen. For supporting us, for watching this, for subscribing to the channel, sharing the content and commenting. That's a huge part of this. So we appreciate y'all's feedback. And I got to throw this out there, just looking at the back end, over 50% of our watch time are from people who are not subscribed to the channel. So if that's you, please go back and hit the subscribe button right now as you're watching this. So James said, admitting when we're at fault, or at least our part in it, good stuff, because as a foreman at my job, I can relate to what was said with being the boss over others and having a boss over me with the customers over him. When mistakes are made, it either goes down or up the chain of command. Customers don't want to hear excuses, just solutions, and I'm still learning, working on that. Mistakes happen, but the key is you have to learn from them. Love y'all. God bless. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think anyone at any job realizes that stuff's going to flow downhill usually, and then the big boss gets mad at him, then that person comes and yells at the person that's in charge of them, then they yell at the employees. It's usually how it goes down. But I don't know. I learned I had the benefit of working with people who were in the program over the years, even when I wasn't. And if there's one thing, I think it's almost sometimes human nature. I know that I used to do it at some point in my life when someone says something, oh, you screwed this up, or how did this mistake happen, or whatever it is at work. It's almost like, oh, well, the machine messed up, or I thought I had put it all in there, and if so-and-so was involved, it's like almost we want to look for a reason to provide why it happened. And like I had a couple bosses that would just much rather you like look them in the eye and be like, I messed up, man. I messed up. And like they're way more respect for you if you would just look them in the eye and say that one was on me than to try to come up with an excuse or talk your way out of it or justify or fill in the blank.
I feel that same way. Like when I feel like when I first got clean again, I think that comes with the territory too. I mean, if you're talking to people in recovery, I don't know about the person that's not, but I always feel like, we always had an excuse for everything when we were using, but I'm not doing this, but I'm not doing that. And I feel like we have to define the why in there. And I agree. Like sometimes now I'm just like, my bad. I didn't do it. I didn't send the email, or I didn't pick them up on time. I'll do better next time.
Yeah.
How can I fix it? Let's be part of the solution instead of just explaining the problem. Yes. Yeah.
100%.
Yes, I agree. So I actually got permission to do this. So
what you got?
James and Michelle over the last weekend. James asked Michelle B, who are two of our committed members of High on Jesus. He asked Michelle to marry him.
Oh, snap.
So congratulations,
Did
James
she say
and
yes?
Michelle. She
That's
did.
good.
I wouldn't be talking about it.
That's awesome.
So, yes. So
That's awesome. Congrats, you guys. I'm so happy for
yes,
you.
they
That's
both
amazing.
have over a year clean. You know, Michelle just shared her beautiful story of experience, strength, and hope at High on Jesus. And
it was awesome.
James called me to ask me, like, what should I do? I got to talk to somebody about it. And so we made a plan, and it was just, thank you for letting me be a part of that. And I'm so glad she said yes.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So maybe Justin can officiate when y'all.
big congrats to them. You're gonna have to go through a class with me if you want me to do it.
Yep.
But yeah, that's awesome, man. We're seeing so many people that are taking that step towards a committed relationship, and that's part of what we love to do. It's just I don't know. There's things in our life that don't take off or don't pan out the way that I wanted to them. Like, I know what's in my control, and I can control having a phenomenal marriage, and I can help other people to have the same exact thing. So,
amen.
At least at the end, when I get there, that's one thing. It's going to be like, we did it.
Good job, faithful servant.
We did it. Oh, yes, the Stay Ready merch.
Yes.
Yep, we got a promo. We got the hats.
And I got my
They're
special
ready,
made.
man. That's nice, yeah. So we got the High on Jesus on the front.
Yep.
Stay Ready on the back.
Stay Ready on the back.
It's good stuff, man. If anybody's interested in any of our merch, our website, highonjesus.org. We got shirts, hoodies, beanies, hats. Everything you could ever want.
If we don't have the color you want, we can get it.
Join the movement.
Yes.
I think we kind of left off, the whole story, almost the whole entire chapter 1. So we're kind of going to do the last few chapters all at once here. Mm-hmm. But just some things that stuck out. So Jonah gets tossed overboard. We talked about God provided the provision still in the midst of all those bad decisions and everything that happened. So he still had that protection, right? That divine protection. And I think it's funny how, chapter 2, verse 1 opens up. From inside the fish, Jonah prayed to the Lord his God. First time we hear about Jonah praying at all during this whole entire story. It's funny sometimes how all hell has to break loose, or things have to fall apart a bit to finally get us to snap back to, I'm sorry, God, I haven't really been putting much time and effort and energy into this one here lately.
Like from inside the jail cell?
Yeah. God, I promise I'll never get high again,
me out
Lord.
of here.
Guaranteed. It says that, his distress, he called to the Lord, and said, from deep in the realm of the dead, I called for help, and you listened to my cry. To the roots of the mountains, I sank down. The earth beneath barred me in forever. But you, Lord my God, brought my life up from the pit. When my life was ebbing away, I remembered you, Lord, and my prayer rose to you, to your holy temple. I feel like what was good about this part is Jonah did the same thing as David did in the Psalms that we should be doing in our life. When we go through these times, the first thing we got to realize is having feelings is okay. God created us with feelings, not to say that we should be in our feelings at all times, but we're going to be emotional when things happen. That's just part of the process. Yeah. Someone wants to act, no, you just get with God, and you're just like a stoic during everything that happens. You could be what you shoot for, but that's not the reality of most people's situations, right? And so being able to go through those feelings, to work through them. There's going to be a grief process when someone dies, when there's going to be a shame process when you mess up, whatever it is. But at some point, always wrapping it back around to God. And they always, David, I'm going through it, God. I'm in the worst possible position. I feel like this. This is what my body is experiencing. But I know at the end of the day that you're going to come through. I believe that you didn't leave me, and all those other times you're not going to leave me now. It's really horrible, but I'm just going to have faith that somehow, some way you're going to help me to work through this. You may change the situation. You may not change me through it. Let me learn something. But I love how Jonah always wraps it around back to God, and saying as he not only changes situations, but can give us peace and contentment through them. So yeah, I mean, obviously we can pray during those times for God to change things, but we've talked, many times in the past about, God, I'm asking you to change this, but at the same time, if it's not in your will, then what do I need to get out of this? Help me to have peace and contentment through it. Help me to learn whatever I need to from it to come into play in the next situation, or to help someone else that's going through something similar, or whatever it is. But I think that's good that Jonah was able to do that when he was in that whale.
Oh, 100%. I mean, and being in a jail cell isn't, as crazy as being in a whale. But I tell you what, when I was in recovery pod, and, the only connection you have to the outside world is the phone, and you're trying to call your lawyer, you're trying to call all these people to try to fix the situation. And I can remember November 17th was like, I'd been in there since August. And it was finally the day that I surrendered, because I was like, you know what? I'm here. I quit trying to fix it myself. And I was like, well, if I'm just going to be here, this is where he has me, and just use me while I'm here. And from that moment on, being in jail was horrible, and being away from my kids. But I haven't had peace and quiet since I was in jail.
Well, for some people it's horrible. Some people are having the time of their lives in there.
I mean, I won't go that far. But the sisterhood in the recovery pod, there's 7 or 8 of us that are still friends that talk on a weekly basis. I mean, I would have never met those beautiful women anywhere else, because our lives wouldn't have intersected, I don't think, anywhere else. So those friendships and relationships that were built there out of that horrible situation, I mean, I'm grateful for it today, but in that moment, I wanted to change it and fix it. But I wouldn't be sitting in this chair,
Of course.
Yeah. So
that's good.
Yeah, I'm definitely grateful.
So that's something we could shoot for, just trying to wrap. Obviously, it's okay to go through those feelings, experience them, but at the same time, we got to know and believe that God has something better for us. He's going to help us to get through this. We got to wrap it back around to God always. In verse 8, Jonah said, "Those who cling to worthless idols turn away from God's love for them. But I, with shouts of grateful praise, will sacrifice to you. What I have vowed, I will make good. I will say, salvation comes from the Lord." It's interesting that during that prayer, he mentions idols. And, an idol is anything that we put before God. And sometimes I think we read the Bible and we just think of it as some golden statue that everyone's on the ground worshiping, bowing down to. And we're like, that's stupid. We're not going to do that. But in a sense, we do create idols. We have idols that we can make out of anything, even good things. And when they start coming before God, that's what turns it into an idol. And so I was talking about just in the message to relate to this. I just thought it was funny. If you notice on your phone, I don't know if people see that screen time notification usually pops up every single Sunday. And if you press it, you will discover how much screen time on average that you spend on your phone every single day. It's a weekly basis. It breaks it into a daily time. And then it's a bar graph that shows it. And then also on that bar graph, it'll show you what percentage of those hours are you spending on text messages or social media or games or whatever it is. And if you look at that, number one, it might be a wake up call for some people on how much time we actually spend on the phones. Because I made one of the teenagers, I said, give me your phone right now. Why? I said, don't matter. Give me your phone. Break it out. I mean, I'm talking 12, 14 hours of insane numbers. And so,
Was it Beckett?
No, it was Bonnie's daughter. But is Beckett giving a run for his money?
Oh, I'm sure. That Roblox thing is something else,
Oh, man. Yeah. But I just thought it'd be funny. Imagine if there was an app that gave a bar graph of your life. And how much time you were spending in what area during a 24-hour period.
If it was gossip or this or that.
Whatever it is, I wonder how big the God part of that bar graph would be. I don't think a lot of us would like to to see that. And I could definitely say there's plenty of times and seasons where I'm not putting, God first. Now, obviously, it's hard to balance it out with.
And you can feel
if you got to work 40 hours a week. I'm not talking about that. But I mean, is God a part of that day has got a part of that time being spent bar graph. And I would assume, like you just said, most people can feel when God is probably pretty low on there. The 5-minute check off.
Yep. I read my devotion. I'm good for the day.
The Hail Mary prayer, and then we moved on to watch Netflix for 3 hours. So I just thought that was interesting there. And I asked people the challenge question: what's the one thing, or maybe more, that you routinely put before God? Would we all be willing to take an honest look at a bar graph of our time and make some adjustments?
I remember sitting there and listening to that, and I was like convicted right there in that chair, like thinking, do I put my family above things? Do I put, I mean, I know I'm guilty at different days of the week of doing certain things. I only get a certain amount of time with Tristan. Do I put her above my other kids more because I get to see them more? I mean, that question can open up a whole, new outlook as to where we need to navigate our lives more towards God.
Yeah. And I would assume if we did an honest assessment, there's probably things that don't need to be there that we're putting in there.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, we could shave some of that off and do some more with God. I really trying to make myself be like, if I want to relax, quote unquote, and let my brain unwind instead of watching a show, even if it's a good one, or doing something on my phone, man, I got to train myself to pick up that book again and just start reading something good or whatever it is, and try to like kill two birds with one stone. Maybe can relax a little bit and get some positivity, something with the word, something with God going on.
Yeah, I started. I've got 2 or 3 books that I'm reading because I like to do a few at a time. And instead of them being in my purse, I'm like, I'm going to put them on my nightstand, because then when I've got my books right there and I got my phone right there, if I go to and I'm like, God, they're right there. So if I'm looking at them, so I've been reading a lot more,
That's good.
So, plus Brian hates the phone. He would like to use it as a Frisbee, so he hates it so much.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't like it.
We also work from our phones, so
yep.
That puts a lot of time on that one.
Yes, it does. I know. Can we just get an app that says I was working for Hand Up to Victory, so I can't get in trouble?
I mean, I will say that time when I was like, all right, guys, stop the texting. I'm done with it. Honestly, that came from my screen time, because if you see how many hours I spend a day on text messages, it's literally insane. It's like crazy.
So
and we could get it done in No,
right
I already got enough. I finally am getting to the bottom of them. I had like 174 sitting in there coming off of being sick the other day. Goodness, man.
You do sound better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cats are getting out of the house, apparently.
Well, they're out of the house, but I still feel the allergies. And then I love the part that, the Lord commanded the fish that vomited Jonah on the dry land. Then the word of the Lord came to Jonah a second time. Go to the great city of Nineveh and proclaim to it the message that I give you. And this time we find Jonah obeyed the word of the Lord and went to Nineveh. And we were talking about, praise God that he gives us so many chances, that he gives Jonah a second chance, and some of us a third, a fourth, 162nd.
Yes.
And over and over again. But we talked about in the past, right? If you want to see it, go check out our last episode of the podcast. But God gives us the free will choice. Mm-hmm. He's gonna let us know what he wants us to do. He's gonna give us the assignment, and then from there we have a free will choice if we accept the assignment or if we turn the other way and say, no, I'm not doing that. And so we see that Jonah got the assignment given back to him, and this time he said, all right, Lord, I hear you. I got you. I'm doing this.
Yes.
I thought that was good. So someone out there, you made a mistake. You're thinking you missed it. Your ship sailed, whatever it is. It hasn't. Right? God is still there. You didn't throw God a curveball. He's fully aware you were going to make the choices that you made up until this point on Monday, October 13th here, right? And so, it's okay. Like, God is still going to give you an assignment, and this time are you going to use your free will choice to accept the assignment and do what God's asking you to do?
Amen.
It's not over yet.
Nope.
So we learn in chapters 3 and 4, when God saw what they did and how they turned from their evil ways, he relented and did not bring on them the destruction he had threatened. So Jonah accepts the assignment, and what's amazing out of it is he actually performs, with God's help, obviously, one of the biggest revivals that we've ever seen. I mean, he goes in, he's speaking to all the people, he's speaking directly to the king, to the leadership. I mean, he lets the whole nation know that hey, this is not what y'all are supposed to be doing, and if you don't turn from the error of your ways here, it's going to be some major consequences that are coming. And even the king was like, hey, we're messing up here, and decrees like, we got to end this violence, we got to stop everything we're doing, we all need to put on sackcloth and ashes, which is a outward symbol of being repentant, meaning like, I don't want to do that anymore, I'm turning away from that action, I'm asking God to help me to not continue to do all that stuff. And so they do all that, and the whole nation comes to God. It's absolutely amazing. And so you know, we talked about, praise God that he is grace and mercy, rich in love and not easily angered, and ready to forgive. And I said, not only do we all need this, but maybe harder to comprehend is God extends all that to anyone that comes to him and truly realizes the error of their ways. And so, to give a little context to it, so Nineveh, like these guys, the Assyrians, Nineveh is a capital of Assyria, right? They did horrible things to the Israelites. So they would take them over, they would abuse them, do like violent crimes on them. So the Israelites didn't like them. Jonah didn't like them. And now it's, in a sense, God's asking him to go witness to the enemy. And he knows this more than anybody. Right? Because he knows that God's grace and mercy and rich in love and not easily angered and ready to forgive, because he just got it extended to him.
Yes.
Right. And so because he knows that, he almost doesn't want to do this, because he knows like they're going to get saved, and he thinks that they should get a punishment. They should be wiped out for what they did. And I feel like, doesn't just that what I just said play into our lives, where it's like we do bad stuff, we have no problem accepting God's grace and mercy and getting forgiven. But then when it comes to other people that did stuff, oh, they shouldn't be forgiven. Right. They did the ultimate crime.
Yeah, they were worse.
They did the worst possible thing, or they did it to me. And now I'm not going to forgive them, and God's not going to forgive them either. And so I think that's, you know, funny sometimes, that we got to realize that. And now if someone's truly repentant, and we're talking about horrible stuff. I mean, we could talk about things I would think are unexcusable, but you're talking about, you know, crimes against kids, you know, sexual things, you know, this, you know, murders, whatever it is. But at the same time, now we're talking about someone that comes with a truly repentant heart. They truly realize that, man, this stuff I did was horrible. I should never have done that. I shouldn't have anything to do with it. I want to completely turn away from that lifestyle and do something different. But can people be forgiven for all that stuff that I just mentioned? Absolutely, yes. You know, if they come to God in that same manner. But I think sometimes it's hard for us to extend that forgiveness of ourselves, but also like, really, I'm guilty. There was things I would think like, God's not going to forgive that, bro. That's the ultimate crime. You know, like there's no coming back from that, you know, but if someone does approach God in that manner, Bible says that there is forgiveness for them.
Amen.
So we open up Jonah chapter 4. So you would think that for most people, if we just did a huge tent revival and 120,000, or don't quote me on the number, I think that's what it was, over 120,000 people came to Christ. We were doing something on social media, on YouTube, and it reached, you know, hundreds of thousands of people, and people are commenting how it impacted them. You would think there'd be a celebration. Yeah, you'd be pumped, you'd be excited. But what we come to Jonah chapter 4, it says Jonah, this is a Message version, Jonah was furious. He lost his temper. He yelled at God, God, I knew it. When I was back home, I knew this was going to happen. That's why I ran off to Tarshish. I knew you were sheer grace and mercy, not easily angered, rich in love, and ready at the drop of a hat to turn your plans of punishment into a program of forgiveness. So God, if you won't kill them, kill me. I'm better off dead. And God said, what do you have to be angry about? Now, first thing I want us to see is we got to watch out for the trap of walking into, of being judge, jury, and executioner of everyone around us. Mm-hmm. And I think we could probably do a whole podcast on that. But it's so easy for us to view someone that we may not even know. We heard something about them. Something was in the news about them. We're the judge. They're guilty. We're the jury. It's over with. The executioner of them. We're going to, condemn them, and they're never going to be forgiven for anything that they do. I said, this does nothing but cause resentment and division and can easily turn us into negative, condescending people.
Yes. 100% can. I mean, when you just read that, like, what do you have to be angry about? Like, this goes back for me with Tristan's dad, just to be, transparent. He parents in a way that I don't agree with. There's, it's just toxic, from whether it's rooted in my using. However it began, I still, once I got out of jail, there's been a lot go on, but I've continued somehow to pray for him. And it's been one of the hardest things I've ever done. So I keep praying. Well, our communication over the last month has gotten a little bit better, and it continues to grow. And I'm still mad sometimes that he's communicating better with me. What is that? I'm like, what's his angle? But then I realize, this is what I'm praying for. So just shut up and enjoy it. But that's that twisted nature of the flesh, I guess. But
it plays right into it. It's because you've been upset at him for a certain amount of time, and it's almost like you just expect that it's going to be a nonstop conflict and war. And then when suddenly there's a little peace coming, you're like, what? Like
is the other shoe going to drop?
What's
going on? But I don't respond like I used to. My heart posture is different, so I feel like that has part of it. But prayer works, and whether it's me changing to accept him for who he is because I can't change him, or maybe he is coming, to know something better. But I'll take it for now. Now I'll take whatever help, whatever's coming my way. But I just thought that was funny. I do get mad, and I'm like, why is he being nice? What's going on? But
no doubt.
Yes.
And when we do that, and we become the judge, jury, and executioner of people, then it spills into, now we're judge, jury, executioner of people in our workplace that we live with, that are at the same meetings that we go to, the people on social media, all these government figures, and then it's like one thing after the other, and before you know it, you will start to be negative, condescending, you will find the faults, and you will pick apart every single person that you don't agree with or doesn't do things exactly the way that you do them, and it could take us to a real miserable place very quickly. My heart just
gets hardened, it does.
Of course. And if we're being honest, we've all been guilty of this at one time or another.
Yep.
In the story, so Jonah's this negative, condescending person now because he thinks that God should have just, smited him and not wiped him off the face of the earth. And then God, to teach him a lesson, causes a plant to grow over the top of him so he can have some shade for where he's sitting in this hot baking sun. And the next day, basically through the night, God sent a worm to eat this plant away. And so he wakes up the next morning. Not only is he mad at the world, but now he's getting baked out in the Florida sun, in the Florida with no suntan lotion or shade. and now he's super upset. And the Bible says he wanted to die, and he even said it would be better for me to die than to live. And God said to Jonah, is it right for you to be angry about the plant? It is, he said, and I'm so angry I wish I were dead. We can laugh about it when you hear it, because it's like, bro, what's this guy's problem, man? He just did
through this
an amazing thing, right? And then all this good stuff just happened. You have an amazing testimony, and what, you're mad because of the shade, but really, I think it's deeper than that. The plant was just the icing on the cake that set it off. And I wanted to show there's things out of this situation that we can. This is why Jonah's where he's at. He's mad because Nineveh was the capital of Assyria, and he didn't want to go preaching to people that he didn't like. Right? He's mad at God because he believes that God should have destroyed them for all their actions, and God's not taking revenge on them like he wanted God to. Right? He's upset because he had some shade for a while, but now his shade tree died, and now he's mad because he's sitting outside in the middle of the summer getting cooked. Now, if we know the story, all those things that we just said are technically true, right? Of the story. But I want you to see this. Instead of thinking about how good God was to keep helping him, even though he had been messing up recently, instead of thinking about all the doors that God had opened for him to be successful, instead of thinking about that he just did something amazing that made a huge impact in the lives of others with God's help, and that he had at least some time enjoying a nice shade tree in the middle of the summer, right? He doesn't see all that stuff. And the reason why is because what we focus on multiplies. Right? We can think about and focus on the negative, which will keep giving us more to get upset or complain about, or we can think about and focus on the positives, which will create contentment, joy, and peace, and cause bigger and better doors to open in our life.
Amen.
And, I did, I don't know if we have time to go into the whole thing now, but I did kind of a parallel that I could go into if someone said, hey, Justin, how's everything going for you? And when I'm in these times, if I'm focused on the negative and I'm judge, jury, and executioner of everybody, and all I do is see the downside of everything that's going on, I could say, well, are you sure you want to know the answer to that? Like, the first thing is like, I can't even get any time with God because I got 1,000 things vying for my time. So I got so much going on running these organizations and kids and responsibilities and the phone going off nonstop. My wife's hormones are like a stock market chart. I asked her if I could say that in the message. She said, okay.
She didn't tell you could today, though. Prior
permission. She's cool with it. Right? You never know what you're going to get with whatever Bonnie's got going on lately. Right? I barely see my son. My daughter's always doing something crazy. Right? Our organization is like a 24/7, 365 quest to raise money nonstop to even keep this thing going. And we run a huge company with 3 people, including me as one of the 3, right? I barely have time to talk to my friends or hang out with them. And if that's not enough, all I do at the house is take care of kids and clean and do laundry and dishes and organize, and I never get a break. I could say that.
Yes.
And to be real, all that stuff I just said is true, right? But I learned a long time ago, I used to live like that. That's why it's so easy for me to do that part of the message, because I used to live like that, man. And it's so funny how when people say, hey, how's everything going? We always want to go with the one thing that's, I've been sick lately, or, this and this is going on in my marriage. And we pick like the one thing in the past couple weeks instead of like the 60 things that are going well for us. And, I just got tired of living like that, man. And I could slip back into it. I have not mastered this. There's times where I get off key and I'm picking this and that apart. And then sometimes I got to snap myself out and be like, what am I doing, man? Because
if I asked you how you were doing, you responded with that, I would be worried because I don't think I've ever heard you like that.
Right? But think about that. If I say that over and over to myself, if I share that with people over and over again, when people ask me, what I'm doing is I'm multiplying my anger, my discontentment with life, and it's going to cause me to take that negative, condescending attitude to every single person around me. And eventually, if it's left unchecked, it's going to make it so that I honestly think that I have a horrible life.
Hey, y'all, you've heard us talk about our nonprofit, Hand Up to Victory. I am here to tell you that it changed my life. I don't know where I would be without it. So below is a link to handuptovictory.org. Please click on that link and go to the donations tab. You may save a life, change a life. And I am living proof. We have our gala coming up in November. We would love it if you could be a business sponsor. If your in-kind donation could be raffled off to also change a life or save a life. So handuptovictory.org. Please donate if you can. Well, and if you said that to me, I'd be like, because I work for you. So I would be like, oh, this business, da 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 da. I mean, I could take it from there and run with it.
Exactly.
And then that would spread to my house and to my kids. And like, it's just like that.
You see it now. It's exactly how it goes. I'm the boss. I come in and tell you, and there's all this negative stuff. Then you're frazzled, and you go rock your, Brian, your spouse, and then both of you are mad, and the kids do something, and you yell at them, and then they take that to school, and they, they're mad at someone else. Like, it just spreads and spreads.
See, now, every time I'm mad now, Brian, you can just get mad at Justin. It's his fault. But no, it does. It does.
And so what I choose to do, someone's like, hey.
How are you?
Justin. How's everything going? Brother, I am blessed beyond comprehension because, first of all, like, my walk with God is so good. Even though I'm busy and I got stuff going on, and I can't say I do it 365 days a year perfect, but what I can say, those times when I do connect with God, when I get the silence and like nothing's going on, and I like, not only did I read something, it's funny, I can miss a devotional a few days, and I'll be darned if I read that thing and I'm like, how is that like rock shredding me for exactly what I'm going on right now? Like, God knew he was going to mess up those 3 days, but on June 4th, when he opened that thing up, I got him. Like, it's crazy. It really is.
Or you skip a day, or I'll go back and read it, and I'm like, if I would have just got up and read that, though, like I was supposed to, my whole day could have been different.
The Bible, I go into the Bible, like, it's like, no, but sometimes it plays out in the opposite, to be real, to I know God already knows, because it was like if I would have got up and read that part the other 2 days, it wouldn't have like mattered. But then something happened that led up to it, and I'm like, my goodness, bro, like, if that's not for today, that God already
to
knew.
Bring you right back to where
right, and or he'll say something to me in that prayer time, like whatever, like I get confirmation for something and knows what, or I, the Holy Spirit comes on me and I, cry during that time, whatever it is. That's how I experience it. It's the best feeling ever. And my wife, I'm so in love with her, man. I don't even care about her hormones. I used to get so mad about stuff. I don't even care anymore. Like, I love her. She is everything to me. I love spending time with her. Like, it's just like, it's been like, I finally realized this is exactly who God wanted me with, and it's amazing. And when it's amazing, it is phenomenal. Not only that, like, I want to help other people to have a phenomenal marriage, and I can't do that if my marriage isn't good. And my kids, like, my son was able to get these success principles that I had to learn the hard way at 16, 17, 18, comes out of high school with a pharmacy tech certification through MTC, working in the field, took a little time aside. Now he's going to go after his doctorate to become a pharmacist. He's got a new car recently. Like, he's just such a good kid, man. He's so locked into what he's doing. He's with the same woman the whole time since high school. Like, I can't say enough about him. My daughter is amazing. Like, she thinks she finally got over this little hurdle of, and we're still probably going to go into some new territory here with all these changes going on. But like, when she's good and she's locked in, and we monitor the screen time, like, she is just an amazing individual, super sweet. She's very, very talented. She cares about her grades. She's coming to me about her grades and talking about them. And the other thing that's beautiful to focus on is she has never seen me or Bonnie high or drunk in her entire life.
Praise God, man.
That is not going to change in her entire existence. Our organization, like, I can guarantee you that one day we will be in a place where it won't be a struggle, right? And that it's not going to be a struggle with the finances, and we'll be in a position to consistently, like, make a huge impact in the lives of those in Manatee and Sarasota County. Like, it's coming. One day it is coming. I truly, truly believe that. I have full faith that that day is coming. And like, the team that we have of two loyal people that go over and above and do so much to help us out. Like, I can't thank God enough for both of you and being committed to this. Friends, I got amazing people in the High on Jesus room, outside the High on Jesus room, mentors, people that, may not talk every single day, but like, I know they got my back and they know that I have theirs, and I have some amazing connections with some people when I, finally get to spend some time with them. And then my house, You mean the one that I like prayed for over and over years ago, and God gave me a vision that like my family was going to be in a new construction home and out of low income housing. And finally, when that door opened with a huge amount of time and effort put into it, but it was like, that was it, man. It was God's vision to me coming true. Everything that we had prayed for, and yeah, guess what? The bigger the house, the more there is to clean, and that's okay, right? Like I get to do all this stuff today. I get to have the house of our dream, just all that stuff, man. And so now, my life sounds amazing.
And that's why I like working.
and I just described the same exact situation in a different light. Mm-hmm. And that's truly what all of us get to choose to do every single day. Because they're both true. That's what I want. I wanted to hammer that home. Like, technically, they're both true. Mm-hmm. So we get the choice to live however that we want to live. Amen. And I could just tell you, I lived it both ways, and it's way better to focus on the positive and think about all the good stuff. And I mean, I would say the marriage that was the one that really set it off for me, because in all the years that our marriage was horrible, I was always focusing on Bonnie's negatives, and then she would do something. There she goes again, and then she didn't do that, and then I would see, and that's all I would see. So what I focus on multiplied, and all it was Bonnie was a hassle and always causing me problems. But now, and I choose to say, a few years ago, I'm tired of my marriage being horrible. I need God. I need tools. I need people, mentors, small groups, and we really put time and effort and energy into that. I gotta focus on her positives, because it helps me, even if she does something dumb. Whatever, like she does all this, that, and the other. Let me focus on the good things that are amazing. And it's so funny how it's so easy to overlook those little things, and it's not a big deal anymore like it once was when I focus on the positives.
It is. We just went through that with me and Brian. I know he doesn't like me putting that much out there, but like I kept saying, like, I have to do the dishes, I have to do this, I have to do this. Well, am I talking to him about it? Am I having those conversations? Am I telling him what he does really well? Am I pouring into him? So it was that exact thing that you talked about. It's so
let's
easy.
Focus on multiplies. You're just going to sit there and be like, man, he's not doing the dishes again. He's not cleaning. He's sitting there doing nothing, da-da-da. But yet he's a good provider. He takes care of business. He includes the kids and, whatever it is. Yeah. And you focus on all the other good stuff.
And the other stuff really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter that much.
Overlook that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should probably do a load or two to help you out, though. I'm just kidding.
If he watches this.
But so that was good, right?
Yeah.
So I hope that people get something out of that. Like, you get to choose the way that you want to view your life. You focus on the negative, and probably that stuff is true, but that's just going to multiply and put you in a bad headspace. Or this man wanted to die. He didn't even want to be around anymore. Right, that's what happened to Jonah when he let that happen. Yep. Or you can choose to focus on the positives and watch that multiply and see everything get better in your life, because that's what you're choosing to focus on.
Amen.
So, I think something else that he did here was he kind of turned the whole thing around and made it all about him. Right, basically, Lord, to close it up, God was like, "You're so concerned about the plant, but you didn't tend to it. You didn't make it grow. It sprang up overnight and died overnight." And God was saying, should I not have concern for the great city of Nineveh, over 120,000 people who cannot tell their right hand from their left? In other words, they were lost. You're just thinking about yourself. That's why you're so miserable. You weren't thinking about how this was affecting other people. And I think that all of us can fall into that trap when all we do is focus on ourselves and how we were offended, or somebody upset us, or I'm angry because of this. I didn't get what I want. It's all us, me. And man, that's the worst possible place to be. If you start going to a negative mindset and worrying about how you feel and what's going on with you, it's going to take you to a bad place. And so we said, resist the urge to make it all about you. The best solution when we are upset, angry, or offended is to do something for someone else.
That service.
And I think that that's like a life hack right there, because whenever we're going through problems, that's kind of taught in our recovery programs. That's one of the purposes of helping out other people. The little cliche I always heard, which stuck with me, is, you know, if you think you got it so bad, go to a meeting.
Yeah.
And when everyone puts their problems out on the table, you be scrambling to get yours back real quick. If you don't have theirs.
My life ain't so bad.
There's plenty of people, or one of my old first sponsors, the Boston hardcore, you sit there and shut up and listen. You don't know nothing about being sober. You just sit, you shut up and listen. He said the guy always complained he had no shoes till he met the guy that had no feet. So someone always has it worse than us. And then if you don't have any shoes and you go help the guy for a few hours that has no feet, you're going to come home being real thankful that at least you're still walking, because he's not. Right? And then you see other people that, as we help others, that's the purpose of helping people in recovery too. Like, they got nothing. They're coming back off a relapse. They're dazed and confused. They lost everything again. And it just reminds me, hey, what I got ain't so bad after all. Nope. It's not that big a deal. Let me go help them to get off, you know, to get out of their situation, help them to move forward. And it just like does something. It just takes that self-pity, the hyper focus out of our brain, because we're thinking about other people and caring for them.
Yep. 100%.
Good stuff.
Yes.
That's just all four small chapters there.
That whole story of Jonah, that's not the Jonah that I remember reading when I was a toddler in first grade. Like, that's a whole different, you know, like, I really dove into this and I really enjoyed it, even the second time now.
It's awesome.
So, yeah.
Good stuff. Well, I encourage you guys at home to go back and read it. It's only 4 chapters, and they're not like 80 verses a piece. Some of them only have 10 or 12 verses in them, but go back and read that. I encourage you, anytime you hear a message, no matter where the church is, go back and read the verses before and after. Make sure it's, you know, that's getting preached to you in the actual context, so you can get a good understanding of it, and just encourage you to dive in, whatever it takes. Like, what are some things that are taking up your time, and just choose to purposely, intentionally spend some extra time with God the rest of this week. We appreciate you guys for watching, for sticking with us. We're going to get next week. We're going to go into a topic that was suggested in the comments to us. So if you want to hear something, guys, we are open. We want to put out stuff that you want to watch and listen to. So if you want to hear about something, drop it in the comments below. Tell us how this spoke to you. Tell us what you got out of it. Please hit the subscribe button if you are watching this and you have not already. But number one, we want to tell you thank you so much to all the fans that have, and people have been following us and getting something out of this. And we appreciate you guys sticking with us. And we'll see you next time. It's Justin Time with Justin Hallis.
And Austyn with a Y. See you next time.
Want to take a minute here and give a huge shout out to our business sponsors. Automatic Bail Bonds. We bail your tail out of jail with a quickness. A big shout out to them for being a huge supporter of what we do here. If you, your loved one, anyone, we don't wish it on you, but if someone you know does go to jail, Autumn and her team, they actually care about the people that they help to bail out. So please use them. They're a huge asset in this community. Journey to Greatness Sober Living Homes. Preparing you for your new journey of life and beyond. They have a multiple men's and women's homes in Manatee County. And so if you're looking for a sober living house, or maybe your loved one, someone that you know, get in contact with them. All the links are below in our comments, guys. Also, Florida Elite Monitoring. They do ankle monitors and also alcohol level tracking with confidence. So maybe they're court-ordered to get an ankle monitor, or maybe they voluntarily want to be able to show the judge, hey, I'm not drinking, I'm not doing anything like that. They have all kinds of neat ways that they can help you out with some things. And then Dump Dynasty. You give them a call, they will pull up the trailer to your house. You can clean out your garage, remodel, whatever it is, fill that dumpster up, and then they take it away for you. No hassle on your end. So those are 4 different business sponsors and just businesses in the community that care and they want to make a difference.